Red pill, red pill, red pill. What else is the other name for the being in the matrix, being the red pill matrix? Well, welcome and welcome back to my channel, Healing Fam. Thank you for your support. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. Many of you view my videos, but if you're not subscribing, hitting the like button, it doesn't push me out, so more people can see this video, so we can continue to have some of these conversations.
See, this is exactly why I say red pill and manosphere and all these little podcasts have ruined and poisoned the mind of a lot of men to a point where a lot of you are at a point of no return. You can't be fixed. You can't be salvaged. You can't be refurbished. You're useless. A lot of you. And even God acknowledges you directly in 2 Timothy chapter 3. In the last days, perilous times will come, for men will be lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful and ungodly, lacking natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, despisers of those that are good, traitors, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, knowing that God is there, but will turn away constantly from the faith. That is exactly who God is talking about now. A lot of you men that's ungodly and finding something wrong, making women out to be the problem of everything in your life. Being lovers of yourself, being selfish. You are exactly the downfall and state of men. Even since a lot of you men, you like Tupac, right? You know that song, Keep Your Head Up? He was talking to women. And he was talking about, and if we don't, we'll have a race of babies that hate the ladies, that birth the babies. You men are exactly the race of men, the race of babies that hate the ladies. That is exactly who he's talking about. And I know y'all like to throw that word out, simp. I guess Tupac was a simp then. Or you can call me a simp. I'll simp for the Lord. I'll spread his message because I'm only giving you what God is saying. So if you want to call me a simp, then I'm a simp for the Lord. Go ahead and do it. And what's sad is a lot of y'all men be in my comment section or inboxing me these little sassy messages. I don't like that, you know, and then I'll go to your profile and I'll see you doing TikToks with your daughter. And I'm just sitting here shaking my head like, so y'all men are okay? You're okay with the world that your daughters is growing up in, with men villainizing them in a hostile environment? You're okay with that? With these ungodly men? Just looking to give the least to your daughter, but want the most out of them? You're okay with that? You're okay with that. But you are exactly who God is talking about in 2 Timothy chapter 3. Go read it.
Somewhere, right now, there's a man that is 2 to 3 podcast episodes or YouTube videos away from becoming the worst version of himself and entering the toxic cycle of being red-pilled. And yes, it is a cycle, and it feeds on men who are trying to find purpose or feeling an insecurity of some sort, and it relies on not trusting science. And the YouTubers and podcasters they're watching are making their money off those men. And if anyone has any experience helping someone escape this mindset, please drop it in the comments because I want to hear, and I'm sure others do too. There are 3 main ways it begins. First, health content and health influencers. Maybe it starts with a video telling them to avoid seed oils or try the carnivore diet to heal their gut. Like I said, it does not rely on actual science. They take this advice and maybe even start to think that it helps, so they now trust this person who told them to do it, so then they decide to watch more of their content because, I mean, it's based on workout regimens and health advice. This guy must be really masculine. That next video they watch is titled Peak Masculinity or How to Become an Alpha Male. The rhetoric largely mirroring Andrew Tate. Very misogynistic, very traditional gender roles, very toxic. And very alt-right, but too subtle for them to notice. They continue to hear Republicans parrot these phrases and boom, a Trump supporter is born. They continue to watch those videos and listen to Trump and those Republicans who, by the way, are well aware of what's going on. and the cycle has begun. The second way it begins is through economic insecurity. Maybe he's feeling a bit left behind because he's not financially stable enough to support the family he wants one day, or he can't buy a house at the same age that his parents did. Which, hey, welcome to the club. We meet Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Nice to meet you. So then he seeks out a podcast or a YouTube video to feel more in control of his life and find out why this is happening to him. He's angry, full of resentment, and he wants an explanation. And after a video or two of standard lessons you learn in Econ 101, he comes across a video called Equality in the Workplace, or Male Inequality. The rhetoric being largely hate speech against women, minorities, LGBTQ, again, very subtle but very toxic, and very alt-right. And even though Republicans continue to pass legislation that consistently screws them over, all they hear are Republicans parroting those similar phrases, and boom, a Trump supporter is born. But again, they continue to watch those videos and listen to Trump and those Republicans, and the cycle has begun. Finally, the third reason this cycle begins is romantic or emotional insecurity. Maybe he's having trouble finding a partner, or just got broken up with, or feels rejected overall in the sense of dating. So he seeks out a podcast or a YouTube video to help him with dating, or to find out what women want in men. He's angry, full of resentment, and wants an explanation. He's looking for a video to confirm that it's not his fault. He finds the perfect one, called Women Are Delusional and Men Are Disenfranchised. The rhetoric subtly perpetuating violence against women. Very misogynistic, very bad, very toxic, and very alt-right. They continue to hear Republicans parrot similar phrases, and boom, a Trump supporter is born. They continue to watch those videos and listen to Trump and those Republicans, and once again, the cycle has begun. And no, this video is not to excuse that behavior, it's to call it out and stop ignoring it. Because this content in this cycle has destroyed relationships, whether it be romantic, family, friends. You can watch someone go down this alt-right pipeline right before your eyes without either of you really noticing it in the moment. And I don't expect any man to see this and change course, but I hope it can find a way to help the people in his life understand what course he's on and try to reroute it. Because it's been bad, but it's only continuing to get more and more dangerous. If we can't completely stop it, we should at least be spreading awareness.
But red pill, manosphere, what else? Misogynistic, a lot of mindset around control, dominance of women is what sucks many of these men into this type of manosphere, like the Andrew Tate of the world. So a lot of these men get into that, thinking that's the way to be masculine, that's the way to be a man, that's the way to carry your ego forward ahead of everything else. Like my way or no other way, my way or the highway type of mindset with some of these men. I get all the pleasure, I get all the happiness. There's this discrepancy in power, right? I'm here as a man, I'm the man, and I demand respect. In the manosphere, in the red pill world, there's no earning respect. Respect is just because I got a dingling between my legs. I was born a man, so I expect you to respect me. No matter what kind of bullshit I'm doing. You're gonna bow to me, you're gonna respect me. Duties at home, taking care of the children's all on you. And besides that, you're still gonna pay 50-50. I'm just gonna look good, smell good, act good, do good in this world. I might be in a relationship with you, I might be married to you, but I'm gonna act so single. I'm gonna gaslight you while I'm doing that to make you feel more crazy, lose your sense of self, so you have no way of wanting to go. Or if you wanna go, you have no idea where the first step to start with, because I can gaslight you to the point where you just doubt yourself. Your self-worth, self-esteem is down the gutter. That kind of is a recap of what the red pill world, the manosphere is like. It's traumatizes women. It's full of broke, insecure men who have crappy childhood. Most importantly, a lot of times they have encountered a degree of neglect, some degree of abuse, being as children, as younger versions of themselves, but refuse to do the work or acknowledge that they will even be on the therapist chair. No therapist chair for these people, unless they stand to lose a lot. Let's say there's a divorce, then they might pretend to go to therapy, even that for a little bit, just for sure. Everything is calculated, manipulated, and everything is done as a show. Everything is done as a show. Everything is done as a show. It's nothing that's genuine, authentic from the heart for you as a woman and or for children. Red pillars are thought in that type of dynamic society, community, as red pillars, to not consider women mindset, women's labor. Women are considered as objects, just like a refrigerator. You go in, take what you want to take when you need it, you close it, and that's it. You don't think of it until you need it. Maybe like red hot pot. Maybe you need emotional labor. Maybe you need a little bit of cuddles. Maybe you need children from that woman. So it's just an object to mean to an end. It's like having a mug, right? We don't, once you get your coffee or tea, it's nice and warm, you enjoy it. Like, oh, this mug gives my coffee or tea nice and warm. I love how it feels like when it goes down. After you drink that coffee or tea, you might wash it and put it away nicely. Or you might just discard it in the sink and leave it there till you need it again. You're like, oh, you're still here. I need some coffee again. See, that's how the red pillars think of you as a woman. So watch out for signs of control, of dominance. They use avoidant behavior. Bait you in and then switch. Bait you in and switch. So watch for those type of men who say, oh, they are not really involved like that, I'm not really serious. Watch the patterns. Bait and switch is where they bait you in, gaslight you, love bomb you with all kinds of words, actions, sometimes both words and action. And you're like, oh my God, he loves you so much. Majority of these men have no capacity of loving. They have no idea what loving is. Like I said, many of them might have neglectful childhood, crappy childhood, whatever it looks like, right? Trauma looks different from everyone. What I might consider traumatizing to me might be not traumatizing to somebody else. So our level of resilience and bandwidth to deal and bounce, have the ability to bounce back is what's crucial. Some of these men don't have the ability to bounce back, and they harbor a lot of anger and resentment, and they take it out on the women. The anger towards their moms, especially as a primary caregiver, that mom was neglectful, didn't love them from a heart place, wasn't patient with them, wasn't kind to them. There was no loving, oh, I love you, son, I care for you, blah, 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 blah. And that hurt is then or left them. The mom just left them, went with another man or brought another man into the house or brought multiple men constantly because they themselves have that empty hole within them. They can't feel themselves. So they find men to feel it for them. The young man is going to grow up not having that cup ever close to getting filled. Majority of people never will get their cup fully filled. That's why the work of reparenting yourself is important. But the work of reparenting yourself can be different from everyone, depending on how empty your cup has been along the life journey that you've been on from childhood up until whatever age you are. See how I'm explaining it? So women who are anxious themselves or who also have healing to do are attracted to some of these red pillars initially because of the love bombing, thinking that they are the thing, and then they switch up and then they take the mask off, then they start to change, then they start to reveal their real selves, and you're like, what? But your ability to have the power to walk, like, oh, now I see you, that's how it is. Power to walk away, because all these people who use this manipulative avoidant tactics and they're anxious, like, oh my God, you're my knife, you're my band-aid, and then all of a sudden you're here, you're loving, you're kissing me, you did it, and then you're like, boom, done, cut off, stonewally, silent treatment, misbehaving, disrespecting, calling you out of your name, neglecting you, while the whole time being nice to other people. It's an intentional act because they can be nice constantly to coworkers, to whatever, but they don't do that with you, or even with their siblings, their parents, whatever. They can do that, but when it comes to you, there's this change that happens, especially when they feel like you're standing up to them, when you feel like you're questioning them, when you feel like you're nagging them, as they say. So this is a very toxic, insecure, control, dominating type of manipulative relationship, and even the dating stages. So you have to watch out for men who are soaked in those kind of mindsets. Some men might not be like that initially when you're dating them, but then along the way, if they get into friendships or start listening to those podcasts, red pillar podcasts, and they're like, oh, now I'm gonna be the true masculine man. You gotta watch for the signs, because it's gonna whittle away at your light, and you don't want that. You have one life to live it well. It's okay to end one relationship. It's okay to not chase that person because they are acting avoidant and you're anxious, you guys don't align. It's okay to close that door and go look for another one. Don't try to change a man, don't try to chase a man, but change a man. Love you so much. Bye.
People who tell you marrying rich will solve all of your problems are wrong. First off, there's a huge difference between marrying a rich man and marrying a generous one. And as a divorce lawyer, I've seen too many women confuse the two. Just because he's rich doesn't mean you'll feel secure. I've had women in my office who lived in multi-million-dollar homes, wore designer heels, and vacationed in Europe, but couldn't buy a latte without asking for permission. He had the money, but he kept the control. She had the lifestyle, but not the freedom. At the beginning, he might love to spoil you. Gifts, trips, and dinners with wine that you can't even pronounce. It feels like abundance, but slowly the tone shifts. He starts to monitor your spending. He jokes about your Amazon problem. He gives you a card for emergencies only, which now includes groceries and gas. You're living in a palace, but somehow you're still walking on eggshells. Generosity isn't about how much someone has. It's about how willing they are to share. A generous man wants to see you thrive. A rich man wants to keep you. And there's a difference between being kept and being cared for. Marriage isn't just about assets, it's about access. Because when a woman tells me in court that she had no idea how much money they had, no access to accounts, no involvement in decisions, I don't see luxury. I see financial captivity with a marble backsplash. So before you romanticize the idea of a wealthy husband, ask yourself this: does he want a partner or a dependent? Because the man who wants to provide will uplift you. The one who wants to control will isolate you. You don't want a man who lets you live in the house. You want one who gives you the keys to the front door and to your own bank account. Because wealth without generosity is just a cage lined in cashmere. And you weren't born to beg in a mansion.
Family lawyers are now seeing a wave of divorces caused by red pill content. Let's talk about it. According to a CBC report, men are bringing red pill ideas into their marriages by demanding obedience and treating their wives like subordinates. A Canadian family lawyer says he's seeing a trend of men getting sucked into misogynistic ideals and the marriage starts to unravel. One woman said her husband became controlling after binging this bullshit. She said it was like he forgot I was his wife and started treating me like a servant. Red pill is not just content. Studies have shown that men who consume red pill media show lower levels of emotional intelligence, higher levels of loneliness, and a hostility towards women. So not only is red pill content keeping men single, it's ruining relationships. Some of these men lose custody, fall into depression, and double down on the manosphere. Just remember, the red pill is poison, no matter when you take it.